Welcome to 2K Sports, and we've got basketball. I'm Damon Bruce. Wednesday in the NBA. It's Ty Lawson and the Denver Nuggets going up against Paul Millsap and the Utah Jazz. And that's it for now. Let's send you out to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. Enjoy the first half. We'll see you soon.
It's the home of the Jazz here in Utah as 2K Sports brings you today's action live from Energy Solutions Arena. The NBA on 2K Sports. That is the place you want to be, and we're happy to have you with us on our broadcast today. Let's check out Denver's starting lineup, presented by State Farm. Ty Lawson and J.R. Smith, they're manning the backcourt. Kmart and Nene are inside, and it's Gallinari in at the small forward. And for Utah, Kirilenko, Millsap, and Jefferson are the front court. Devin Harris is out there with Bell. It's taken away by Smith.
Great job defensively, getting out and forcing that.
Oh!
Well, that's the problem. You turn the ball over, and your defense just isn't set up at the other end.
And sometimes when it happens, that way, it almost feels like a four-point bucket.
Well, a lot of storylines in Utah last season. Jerry Sloan finally stepping down as coach, and then that was followed by the blockbuster trade sending Darren Williams to New Jersey. So a lot of new faces in Salt Lake.
Now, here is Bell. 6 to shoot. Martin against Millsap. No good. So the Nuggets will take it the other way. Back to that trade that Steve was talking about for Utah. It caught me off guard. I'm sure it caught you off guard as well.
No question about it, Kevin. I mean, nobody really saw it coming. It just seemed like it was time to start over, and they got right back to work, and now in a bit of a rebuilding mode, if you will.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Earlier I spoke with George Karl. Relying on their outside marksmanship is one thing he's comfortable with in this matchup. He said that his team can go toe-to-toe with anyone in the league when it comes to shooting from distance, and that he won't pull the reins back on his shooters at all tonight, guys. We'll see how they go.
Doris, thank you. No, Clark, hard to create spacing without the three.
I agree there. I mean, I'd say it's almost impossible with the size and speed of players in this day and age. You look at what George Karl has overcome in this battle against cancer and other issues the last few years, and it's just a testament to how tough a person he is.
Smith is tagged with the reach. That is his first foul of the game. The Jazz making a switch. Miles is checked in.
C.J. Miles.
Here's Jefferson over Smith. And there's Al Jefferson on the assist from Miles. Good thoughts by Clark as we go back to George Karl. A lot of guys, Steve, would have called it a career, but you know and I know, all of us know, he just loves this game so much.
Well, it was so nice to see the support that he got from around the league as he battled cancer. Did such a great job with that team during the Carmelo drama, as they called it. It was really a very taxing year for George Karl, but he battled through it and ended up putting Denver in a really good spot heading into the postseason.
Martin with the bucket.
5 of 5 to start the game, and it might be the second quarter before they miss the way they're knocking these shots down. Boy, everything's pure.
It's stolen by Lawson. Martin the pass to Smith. Takes it right up. Blocked. Utah has possession. They trail by 6. Here is Miles. Gallinari covering. Took the opportunity when he saw it. Millsap's got his first 2 points. Here's Lawson. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Paul Millsap picks one up.
Well, Ty Lawson was a guy waiting in the wings behind Chauncey Billups. And I think one of the reasons the Nuggets felt comfortable trading Billups was that they knew Lawson was prepared to become the starting point guard, and he did not disappoint.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Favors comes in for Paul Millsap. And Kirilenko's subbed in for Raja Bell. Now here is Harris. Pull from the top of the key. And Utah again with the bucket. Thinking back to Lawson Clark, he really took his chance and ran with it. Looks like he's the future at that position with the Denver Nuggets.
You know, sometimes, Kevin, guys are just an opportunity away from showing what they're capable of doing. In case in point, Ty Lawson, he's got speed, he's got strength. I think he's got to continue to improve the consistency of his perimeter shot, but everything else, feel, flow, ability to make plays off the dribble, he's got all of that.
Well, you saw him in college when he played for North Carolina. He was as fast a guard as there was, and maybe we've ever seen in college.
He was super with the ball and strong and really knew how to run his team.
And C.J. Miles with the slam.
That's one nice jam right there. I mean, make no mistakes, just throw it down with both hands.
Good point. Took care of business simply and solid. The Nuggets leading by 4. Lawson from outside. And again, Denver with the triple.
Well, you've got to get the ball out of his hands, bring an extra defender, and force somebody else to beat you.
I agree with you. Make him give it up.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Jazz.
You know, I was really impressed. Despite all of the turmoil that surrounded the Nuggets, they were very competitive in the West last season. They managed 30 wins in their 52 in-conference games, and that's about a 60% clip in a really tough conference.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Paul Millsap's checked in for Jefferson, and Earl Watson is subbed in for Devin Harris. Now here's Millsap. Right block shot. Favors. Wilson Chandler with the rebound. And for the Nuggets, an interesting mix of young talent and veterans. And Steve, I guess only time will tell if you think this team is going to get better as they move along.
Well, I think the key is chemistry. You know, they've got a lot of players who expect playing time. They came in, did a good job a year ago after the Carmelo trade. Can they maintain that togetherness and chemistry as they go forward?
Hey, don't let that size deceive you now. He can get to the rim as good as anybody.
Well, he doesn't mess around once he gets there, that's for sure.
Now, guys, he loves to throw it down with some style.
Here's Miller, takes it up for the stuff.
And you have to like the way they've started out offensively.
Yeah, I like the way they've put together basket after basket. Consecutive hoops. And as a result, they put together a nice lead here.
And here's Watson. He dishes it to Miles. Millsap a screen. Here's Kirilenko, and they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
Boy, pick was set at the perfect angle on the floor, and he used it nicely.
That's a play we may see from them a few more times.
Why not? I mean, when it works, you go back to it. Make them stop you.
No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Nuggets lead by 9.
Pretty good start defensively. This club forced some mistakes and took advantage, and that's how they've built this lead.
And they built the lead because not only have they forced turnovers, but they've taken care of the ball themselves. So that's a winning combination.
And we'll be back in just a moment. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. Here is Miller.
Well, I tell you what, when I think about Andre Miller, it's his durability that jumps out at you. I mean, he had been the reigning active consecutive games played leader at 632 until that record was broken last year.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So on the floor for Denver, Kmart and Nene are inside. J.R. Smith out there with Andre Miller, and it's Chandler in at the 3. And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Hi, Kevin. For Corey Brewer, who's a long-rangey 6'9" defender, he's a very determined guy, saying, I guess you could say I'm a pest. I go hard all game. And guys, every team needs a guy who they can lean on to be a shutdown defender on the perimeter.
Yeah, they can always use some defense. Thanks, Doris.
You know, he's definitely a catalyst for their offense, guys. I mean, he is so talented, he really causes problems for the other team's defense.
You know, more on Miller, Clark, in that consecutive game played streak. I know NFL players take great pride in how many games they play in a row. I mean, they take great pride in it. You don't think that really is part of the way they look at things, but they do. Back to Miller, he didn't miss due to injury. Instead, he saw his streak snap because of a one-game suspension, Steve, for a flagrant foul.
It almost doesn't seem fair, does it, for a streak like that to end due to a suspension? Really a shame. And you're right, Kevin. Miller, like most players, takes great pride in a streak like that, in his longevity and his ability to bring it every single night.
Andre Miller, one of the best dime droppers around.
And stolen by Miller. Out of bounds. And they retain possession. A different look for Utah. Francisco Elson's checked in for Jefferson. Favors comes in for Paul Millsap. And Devin Harris is subbed in for Earl Watson. The Nuggets also changing it up. Al Harrington's checked in for Martin. Alinari comes in for Wilson Chandler. And it's Lawson in for Andre Miller.
Excellent find there on that inbound. Really good execution. Hey, for the Nuggets, guys, I mean, last season, a middle-of-the-road defensive team until the Carmelo Anthony trade. Now, I don't know what you want to read into that, but it seemed like the trade improved them defensively at the point guard and small forward positions. I'm thinking about Raymond Felton and Ty Lawson, Wilson Chandler, an excellent young defender on the wing, and they became much more capable of getting stops, and I think they took a lot of pride in it, too.
I would agree. Here's Gallinari, powered down with both hands.
You know, he can actually be dominant inside. I mean, it's impossible to push him around on the low block.
The feed to Bell. Now Smith defending. Now here is Bell. Favors against Harrington. Pulls it up. And that one's good by Favors. Favors got his first basket. Clark, you look at the numbers, they back up exactly what you said about the Nuggets before and after defensively. They gave up almost 5 fewer points per game, and their opponent field goal percentage dropped from 46 to 45. So you're right on the money.
And it sounds like that's not a lot, but 5 points per game, it's like 2 possessions in an NBA game, and then that 1 percentage difference in field goal percentage, a small, minute amount, but a big deal on the court.
Steve, that is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and I thought a lot of it was that there was a major weight just lifted off of their shoulders after that trade.
And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. They get Al Harrington.
Yeah, don't give up anything for free. I like that. Send him to the line.
Yeah, they don't want to sit back and watch you lay it in. I mean, make them earn it. Make them earn it. Don't give up anything easy.
Al Jefferson's checked in for the Jazz. Karolinko comes in for Gordon Hayward. And the Nuggets also making a change. Martin's checked in.
You know, one look at Derek Favors, and you realize why he was so highly touted coming out of Georgia Tech. He's 6'10", 7'2" wingspan, great athlete. It's just a matter of refining his skills down on the block before he becomes a really good player.
Speaking of Derek Favors, the thing I know that Steve likes about him, and Clark, I'm going to take some words from you, I know that you love about him, in college in particular, here's a big man who makes his presence felt certainly around the rim.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, he can make a jumper here and there, but by and large, he's inside getting deep position and making the other team deal with him all game long inside. You know, every team can use a guy like that who has that tenacity to get work done in the paint. Devin Harris, Kevin, was an all-star with the Nets back in 2009, but injuries have held him back recently. He played 71 games last season, and that was the most he played in 4 seasons.
And going back to Devin Harris, Clark, considered a scoring point guard, which is often kind of a backhanded compliment. He did set a career high in assists last year, Steve, over 7 a game.
Yeah, and you know, when he was in New Jersey, he really didn't have a whole lot of help offensively. So we'll see how he can develop in Utah. They've always played a pretty specific system that involves everybody. And I think Devin Harris will have a chance to really blend in well there with the Jazz.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, Kevin, longtime NBA coach George Karl has successfully battled back from throat cancer, and even some of his big rivals have opened their hearts. Says Karl on the matter, sometimes we take our job way too seriously. We think there are enemies out there, and there really aren't. Nothing like a dose of perspective to change the way you see things, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. Everyone had Coach George Karl in their hearts, certainly, throughout this entire ordeal.
This goes to show how tough it is to be able to come back from that and keep coaching in the NBA.
Gallinari gets called for the reach. That's his first foul of the game. In the bonus, will go to the free throw line. Free throw good, Kirilenko.
Boy, another year, another line for the 4th straight year. He averaged around 11 or 12 points a game, and his numbers stayed pretty consistent. Andrei Kirilenko.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Millsap comes in for Derek Favors, and it's C.J. Miles in for Raja Bell. Now, here's Gallinari. He's got 6, dives for it. From the corner, Afflalo, that's good. And the Nuggets lead by 8. And guys, they look to set it up in the half court.
And that's where the struggles have been, in the half court, Kevin. They just have not been able to execute.
I agree. I mean, this is all about getting...
Now let's take a look at it once again with our Spike Slam Cam.
There isn't anybody in the building that didn't appreciate that throwdown.
Well, Steve, that's as fancy a finish as you could possibly get.
A serious degree of difficulty on that one.
You know, he's always been like a bad window washer, a streaky shooter. I mean, he's definitely in one of those grooves right now.
And that does it for the... First half of play.
Martin has been putting up the numbers. He's got 19 points, and he's hit a trio of three-pointers to give himself 9 points from downtown.
He's doing his best to stretch this defense out, and this long-range outburst, that bodes well for this club.
It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Energy Solutions Arena in Salt Lake City.
And they played a great 2 quarters out at Energy Solutions Arena, and a great game in progress for our HP halftime show. The Denver Nuggets have the lead against Utah. Close-range shots, their bread and butter early on, a gigantic lead in points in the paint. Kenyon Martin's been on a roll in the first half. His shooting percentage off the charts right now. He's got the magic touch from the field, no question about it. And for the Jazz, it's been all hustle. The team's on fire, torching the rims. Just take a look at that field goal percentage. Their scoring leader, Devin Harris. How's that for a shooting percentage? 100. Yes, 100% from the court. Not too bad. And a look now at some of the stats for a couple of guys trying to get it done in today's game. That's it for us now. Thank you very much for joining me. Hope you enjoy the second half.
Let it go, breathe a little, just let it
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. Here is Lawson. Kirilenko, Millsap, and Jefferson are the front court. Devin Harris is out there with Bell. That's the group right now for Utah.
I thought that one was going to go.
You know, Steve, most of the time it does go.
And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. Bell's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Jazz.
Well, the Jazz have been such a model of consistency for so long as a franchise. That's why last year was strange. Seeing them finish below 500 and out of the playoff picture.
Back to Kirilenko. Jefferson against Nene. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw. Back to that point Steve was making about the Jazz. The franchise has had success for so many years, such a long time. It'll be interesting to see how they handle, maybe a downslope. And the big-time jam. Let's see it again with the Sprite Slam Cam.
Boy, that dunk got everybody up off their seat.
Oh, they're loving it, aren't they, Steve?
Well, how could they not? I mean, he put the cherry on top of the sundae on that
one. It's Bell on the wing. The dish to Millsap. Nene on him. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
What a year it was for Paul Millsap last season, guys, with Carlos Boozer leaving for Chicago as a free agent. Millsap stepped into that starting power forward role. Really delivered for Utah.
Back to Millsap and Boozer. You could see Millsap, Clark, as a backup, had the talent with Boozer ahead of him all those years up in Salt Lake.
Yeah, he certainly did. I mean, Utah had one of the best 1-2 punches at that position, Kevin. But it just didn't make sense, again, to keep both of them because you saw Millsap being able to be an effective starter and a little younger than Boozer as well. So I think it made sense to give him a knock.
Martin, Millsap covering. Knocked away. Millsap with the steal. Here's Bell, and count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Boy, in that Northwest Division, the Jazz and Denver Nuggets have battled it out for a while, and last year was no exception. I mean, it wasn't for the division title, but those two teams went at each other.
Back to the Jazz and Nuggets last year. They split the season series 2-2.
And for so long, it seems like either Utah or Denver would win this division, but Oklahoma City passed them both last year. But I would look for Denver and Utah to be strong clubs this year again.
The Jazz making a switch. Miles is checked in, and that one's good. And that's 13 points for Lawson.
3 straight buckets in the paint. They're making it look effortless.
Well, speaking of effortless, you'd like to see a little more out of the defense. So how about trying, guys?
Boy, you got to love that kind of anticipatory defense.
That's a poor possession. You just give away the ball with a sloppy pass.
Here's Harris. He's got 12. They get a hand on it. Now Lawson defending. Outside Kirilenko. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. Harris has got 3 assists in the game. Lawson working against Harris. Here's Martin. Oh, that's blocked. Out of bounds. They'll keep possession. Here's Nene. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Still anybody's game at this point.
No question, and this becomes a very big possession here.
Open look, and Paul Millsap, the bucket on the assist by Harris. Harris has got his 4th assist in this one. Back to Martin. Millsap with the steal. And here are the Jazz now. They're on a 14-6 run. And they're moving it up. And the ball travels out of bounds. Turnover.
That's kind of surprising. I mean, that's simple execution right there. I'm not sure how they missed on that pass.
And the Jazz with some changes. Elson comes in for Al Jefferson. And Earl Watson is subbed in for Devin Harris. The Nuggets also with a sub. Chris Anderson is checked in for Nene. Here's Lawson. Oh! Down goes the slam.
Come on now, I didn't see. Can you believe that finish? Boy, a little bit of flair and flavor at the end of it.
Oh, that'll be a fan favorite, all right.
That was not your average typical dunk. I think their only hope now, Clark, is to slow him down with a double team.
Well, they got to stop the bleed, put the tourniquet on, and he's been tough to play straight up. Great job to establish deep position on the break and post him up.
Here is Watson. 1:25 left in the third quarter. He feeds it to Miles. They set the screen. The pass to Watson for the tie, and it's good. Watson's got fouled.
How about that? They finally tie it up.
Can they continue this momentum, guys? We'll see.
59 seconds left in the third. Utah calls timeout.
You know, and the question for the Nuggets now, without a singular star player, is can they continue to win that way? The conventional wisdom throughout the league is that you need 2 stars, maybe a third, to be a great team. But this Nuggets team has a lot of good players and tremendous depth.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Al Jefferson is checked in for Elson. Favors comes in for Paul Millsap. And it's Bell in for Andre Carolina. And stolen by Aflalo.
And look at how quickly he got his hands in the way of that pass.
Stolen away as they make away the alley-oop attempt. Shoots from 12. Here's Favors. Good on the second. Favors got 7 points in the game. I thought they were going back to the Nuggets depth. Can you do it, Steve, by committee, or they need to make some moves to try to bring a bigger name?
Well, I don't know if a bigger name means anything, but you need a guy who can score in crunch time against a great defense, like Carmelo used to. You can do it by committee during the regular season. In the playoffs, though, it gets very difficult.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. For the lead, Bell. It's good, and Watson's picking up the assist. Bell's got 7 now in this quarter.
And we have seen the intensity pick up big time here in the second half.
Well, you can feel the desire for both teams. They really want to win this one.
Now Watson, he has 5. And scored by Miller. That's break. Here we go.
You give him an opening like that one, he'll take advantage.
Great looking transition that time, guys.
The close of the third quarter, still post-gaming, both teams. They got points in a hurry. We're seeing a tremendous game from Kenyon Martin.
Again, credit, he's been very selective with his shots. Paying off for him and his team.
You know, through the first 3 quarters, Steve, he taking exactly what the defense is giving him, and he's not forced for anything. I mean, that's poise that is very impressive. That's exactly how you should play the game, in my opinion.
Not the same time. They lead by 3. So as we get rolling on the board, let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for the Slight Spark Report. Doris.
Hey guys, well, it was the stretch by the Nuggets that garnered this bright spark today. They keep going right at that defense and continue to pile points on top of their lead. Every time you look up, their lead seems to be getting wider.
As always, Doris, thank you for that was the game's critical point.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he was. I mean, really tip-taking in their favor. No doubt about it.
And that's going to happen when you keep highlighting those balls. You know, run like that guy.
And Denver will start the fourth quarter. Came on Monday on the side. A follows out that middle by Miller. And it's changing the three with the small ball.
What a way to win in the NBA last year. Derek Favors' name was mentioned. Derek Favors all season long. Thought he could end up Denver, finally landed in Utah. He's got a ton of protection. He's working on the championship level. And the shootout continues.
Great, both ways. I mean, all the fast definitely both point these teams.
To the middle.
That's just horrible decision. You got to be watching. And that's a real trigger back play.
Yeah, you're right. Break yourself may have been even better.
Here's Harris. And it's really good on the dishes about that. And now follow.
Yeah, you can't make that kind of error and expect to win.
You're right, Steve, because they will cost you those kind of mistakes. Those are the things they find.
Cisco Ellis in the check in for the Jazz. Millsap comes in for Derek Favors. The Nuggets also changing it up. Smith comes in for Aaron Hoffman. And it's Watson in for Franklin Miller. Here's Nelson. And coming on the assist of Devin Harris. Harris has got 5 assists tonight. Here's Watson. Smith, defended by Bell. Good work. Here's Kenny Martin on this side by Smith. Smith has got assist number 5 here tonight.
Boy, he's been on offense. He puts tonight. I really like what I see.
And now, here is Bell. He's covered closely. Nene against Kirilenko. Picked by Nene. Kirilenko dishes to Elson. Chip shoots it straight away. You're telling me.
No, he goes up with both hands. It's going to go down hard.
Here's Martin. And a foul. Caution the shot. Got him on the way out that time. So just shoot. And that's good for Martin. And he makes both free throws. Here's Harris. Bell. Now Smith defending. Chipped.
You didn't have to learn to make that pass, guys.
Got down low. Jazz trail by 6. Here's Harris. And the Jazz up number 3.
Beautiful finish there. It's the perfect finish.
Here's Boston.
You know, guys, it's interesting. Such a good first half going. Not one turnover, but since halftime, he's been coughing it up repeatedly.
Here's Elson. That is on John Watson.
Beautiful play there. Absorbing the contact and going to the free throw line for one.
Well, I like the concentration he showed there. He knew he was going to get hit, but kept his eye on the hoop. Now he has a chance at a three-point play.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Gordon Hayward is checked in for Kirilenko. And it's C.J. Miles in for Raja Bell. Backing down is Martin. It's blocked. They've not led for a while. It's just to do so here.
Boy, they'd love to retake the lead right now.
Lawson is the reaching foul. That's his third foul of the game. A different look for Utah. Al Jefferson's checked in for Elson. Kirilenko comes in for Gordon Hayward. And it's Bell in for C.J. Miles. And the Jazz got a tie here.
They're locked in from deep. They're giving him too much breathing room. They're definitely paying the price for it.
And now Doris Burke is hit in from the sideline.
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Tyrone Corbin was giving to his team. He said in no uncertain terms, we're going to have to do it with grit and guts, but that's nothing new for us. That's exactly who we are. Guys?
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris.
If you want to know why this lead has vanished, no further than the turnover category.
How about 7 points given up because of those turnovers? And in order to get back in it, they're going to have to fix that. He's such a clutch shooter, Kevin. He just lives for the big shot.
Utah leading. Harris outside. It's stolen by Martin. Boston against Harris. Backside. Backing down is Martin. James with the board.
He made sure to get a little extra hang time. There, just to rub it in the defender's face a bit.
Look out below. That wasn't sure he was ever going to come down.
He just wanted to make sure he wasn't coming down on top of anybody.
Boy, what a huge shot there. How about what it came? I mean, he answered the bell with that one.
And it's the Nuggets with the ball. Less than 1 minute left. Lawson with it. From downtown. Knocks down the trifecta.
Yeah, you can tell they're getting frustrated defensively out here. All these three-pointers falling.
Yeah, Steve, they're ready to throw their hands up. You can see it. The frustration is very visible. I mean, when you spread the floor and shoot the three the way they've done here in the second half, it's really hard to defend.
Lawson against Harris. For three. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
That bucket was absolutely huge.
Defensive stop and seal the deal.
Time call here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They're behind by 1. 23 seconds left in the game. Three-pointer, Lawson. Bullseye!
So it's like a three-point contest out there, guys.
Yeah, you would fit right. Right in, partner. I mean, you hit one on us, we'll hit one on you. A terrific battle going on here.
Here's Harris. On the inbound. Count it! And tie game. That is a huge... basket right there. I think Clark and Steve, we can expect a dramatic end to this one.
Well, 8 lead changes would have you thinking that would be the case.
Yeah, both teams really competing, neither side giving any ground. This should be a fun finish. I agree with you, Kev.
Here is Lawson. Got it up in time. Got it!
Well, he's smart. He's getting good shots, and he's knocking them down.
So it's the Nuggets taking the W in a closer. Well, they don't get much more exciting than that, Clark.
They sure don't. And when it was gut check time, this team kept their composure, kept their emotions in check, and got it done.
Well, that'll do it. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time. And as we leave, we give you our Jordan Player of the Game, Kenyon Martin.